That's what he does. He helps businesses focus on quality. It's something that we need to look at. As fishermen, we want to get out there. A lot of fishermen I know, they're all about quantity. How many fish can I catch? How many fish can I catch? How many fish can I catch? I really, there's days I like that, man. When I'm catching mahi and I'm catching trout, I just want to eat a whole bunch of them. But, there's times when I'm really when I'm going to Costa Rica, when I'm going to Belize, when I'm going to Mexico, I want quality. We're out there looking for that big fish. We're looking for the right thing. And we want to figure out how to get to quality. And quality versus quantity is something that's way different. We're out there looking for quantity. We're looking for a lot of fish, a lot of fish. We're doing things a lot different than we are when we're trying to find the one fish, the right fish. We've talked about it in the past. We talked about catching, multiple marlin versus that one big giant marlin and how we've got to do that. And this is what we're going to talk about a little bit today with Kyle and his business and what he's done. He goes into businesses and they're working a lot in the energy section, and in the energy sector, they really need to bring quality to to their clients because of what goes on. We got to make sure that nobody gets hurt, that people have good days and they go home with all their fingers and their toes and everything that they need to be doing there. And those are the things that we want to be seeing in a business. We want to bring quality to our clients, because the more quality we bring to our clients, the more they're going to refer us. The more quality people that we bring into our group, the more they're going to go out and do quality things for the clients. I was in a Facebook group the other day, and somebody was asking, they were like, what are you going to do if I'm going to get ready to hire my first employee, and what should I be looking for? And my answer was attitude. We got to have a basic skill set for what we're looking people for, but we need to have the right attitude. I can't train you to have the right attitude. I can't train you to come to work happy. I can't train you to go and be nice to my employees or to my clients. That's something that comes in, and that's the type of person you are. I can train you how to do a video feed. I can train you how to send the emails. I can train you how to write the report. Those are the things that I can train you on, but I can't train you on the other things. So when we're looking for quality, we're looking for quality people. Those are the things that we're trying to do and we're trying to find. It's all about bringing the right people into the fold and setting them up for success. And that's what I told people. It's the person that wrote this is, if I was a business owner and I was looking to find somebody right now to come into my business, the first thing I'm looking for is attitude. I need basic skill sets, and I just need them to be a good person. If I know what I want them to do, I can train them. If I'm bringing in a project manager, if I'm bringing in a sales guy, I shouldn't have to really train them how to be a PM. I shouldn't have to train them how to be a salesperson. I'm going to bring in a quality person that knows how to do that. And those are the types of things that we need to be looking at when we're looking at our business, and especially when we're looking to grow business. One of the things I was looking at today, and I got a group coaching session tonight, and I was going through, some of you guys know, we got this 52-week MBA, video MBA, for small businesses. And when I was going through the lessons, we do lessons every other week, so we do 2 of them. And the one was generating more leads. And it was how to get out there and be seen as the expert. And one of the things you need to be doing to be seen as the expert is to answer questions, and answer them for free. And I thought this was great when they came out and they said, Mike, or we said to the clients, I'm telling myself this, I'm going, Mike, okay, you got to go do this. You haven't done this in a while, and you got to go do it. So what are the 10 things that your clients ask you regularly? So, whether you're a plumber, or whether you're an electrician, whether you're a quality assurance company, like Kyle is, what are the 10 things your prospects ask you when they're looking to potentially hire you or bring you on? But then you need to ask a different 10 set of questions. The different set of questions is, what are the 10 things they should be asking you? What are the 10 things they should be asking you? And what you do is to get some leverage and be seen as a little bit of an expert is do a video series. Pull out your camera, set it up and answer the questions. Here's the 10 things that I hear my clients ask me. here's the 10 things they really should be asking me, and give them the answers so you know that you are the expert is what's going on, and we can see what's going on and see how things are going. And when they come to hire you and bring you into the fold and help you solve their problem, because that's what they're looking for you for, they're looking for someone to help you solve a problem, is they know that you have the expertise to help them solve that problem. So that's the thing I want to tell you guys today. Sit down today and say, what are the top 10 things my clients ask me before they hire me? But what are the 10 things? Oh my gosh, the Belizeans coming in on me. What are the 10 things my client should be asking me to really get the right information on whether they should hire me? And I think it's a really good exercise as business owners that we should be doing. The other thing that I posted out on Facebook, if you guys are following me on Facebook, hope you are, teachyourbusinesstofish.com, or Michael Rager, follow me there. The last 2 days, there was a lot of people posting, hey, I want to go help my small business friends. Go ahead and on this thread, put a link to your website. I'm telling you, I saw it, I think, 50 times yesterday. You're not helping your friends by doing that. You're really not, because who's going to go look at them? Nobody's going to go stroll through your friends and scroll through in all these websites and just go, oh, wow, I need this. And I'm glad I saw it today. Let me go click on it and go buy from them. That's not going to help your friends. What you got to do is you got to go to your friends who are your friends that own small businesses and say, hey, look, I got a friend, Bob Smith, who owns Bob Smith's Plumbing. Here's his Google My Business page, or go to Bob Smith's Google My Business page and write a review about Bob. Just what a great guy he is. Whether you used him or not, write a Google review about him. Go do things that will actually help him and do that. Just having somebody post their link to their website in your thread is going to do absolutely nothing to help them. And honestly, it's going to do some harm to you, because if you're going out to look for your right client, those right clients are going to see all this other information is going to get thrown in the algorithms, and this stuff's not going to get anywhere that you want to be. So that's my little tip of the day before we get to Kyle. We're going to go to break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk quality with Mr. Kyle Chambers. We're out.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Do you want to experience the ease and convenience of the latest and most advanced home security system? Are you going away on vacation and want to have peace of mind while you're not at your home or at your office? According to the FBI, a robbery occurs every 13 seconds, and homes and businesses without a security system are 300% more likely to be burglarized. Hawk Security provides security solutions to residential and small businesses in the state of Texas and from California to Georgia, building a custom-tailored security setup that matches your needs. Whether it is home security, fire and carbon monoxide detection, flood detection, connected senior care, managed video surveillance solutions, alarm monitoring, and life safety. In addition to fire and carbon monoxide detection, Hawk Security has a smart home and business integration, expanding security services to a lifestyle solution, keeping customers connected to their home and businesses from anywhere in the world, from their tablet or mobile device, so you can have peace of mind even if you're not at home or in your office. Reduce your energy cost, scheduling automatic changes in thermostats or lighting. And because we rely on our heroes every single day, Hawk Security offers security services discounts to military personnel, veterans, first responders, educators, and hospital personnel. Our mission is to keep our clients safe, treat them like family, and provide them with a user-friendly security system with personalized customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For integrity, honesty, passion, and excellent customer service, take a strong step today toward getting protected and call Rosanna Torres at 832-863-8574 because every home and business is unique and every security system should be unique too.
Hey, it's your business guide, Michael Rager. We're back, and we got my friend Kyle Chambers. Kyle, how are you doing today?
Doing great.
Man, it was, it had been a while. It's been like a year and a half, 2 years since we saw each other. We were out, and both of us had to dress up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And go to that. We went to the
Petroleum Club.
The Petroleum Club, yeah.
Yep.
I know. I actually posted on Facebook that people didn't believe I owned a suit. Usually I'm on here with my fishing guide shirt, but I've got to go to a client's right after this, and I didn't want to change in their parking lot. I didn't want to be that guy. So,
well, the closest I get to dressing up is put on the nice belt buckle and the pearl snap shirt. That's the closest I get to dressing up.
There you go. Huh? Well, man, tell us a little bit about your company, what you guys do, and then I want to come in and figure out why you actually started a company.
Yeah. So we're Texas Quality Assurance. We're a quality management, consultation, software development, training, you name it. But we try to hit everything around that quality management arena. And a lot of folks don't even know what quality management really means. So you've probably heard about like ISO 9001 and API requirements. So regardless of the industry you're in, there is some standard that you have to be compliant to. So what we do is we help companies either get or maintain their compliance to those standards, but in such a way that it doesn't become this big bloated machine of a system that just drags down the business.
Okay.
So our motto is that we want to save time and energy for what matters most. And so that's really what we go in and try to do is what is the absolute simplest, most minimal way that we can get you from point A to point B.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to go in the beginning. It's quality is different for everybody, and especially when you're dealing in the energy sector. And I'm sure a lot of your clients and everybody are dealing in the energy sector.
Yep.
And I had a guest on here. I don't know if you knew Mark LaCour. Mark was on here, and it's one of the things with the oil and gas industry is they don't like to change much because people can get killed.
Yeah,
and they're very, very stubborn to change. But they do need guys like you that are going in here and helping companies understand we need to do step A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Yeah, because if you don't plan it, I mean, I know it's cliche, but truly the planning part of the process is so vital. Now, that doesn't mean that you've written it in stone,
right?
But if you don't plan these changes out well, oh my gosh, there's so many things that can go wrong, so much wasted time, and so many mixed messages that can get out to the company.
So how long have you guys been in business?
Well, we actually stared in 2013 with me building servers on a dining room table.
Nice.
So been doing it full time since January of 2016.
Okay. Well, what made you decide to say, look, I'm going to give up my cushy corporate job or whatever you were doing before and say, I'm going to jump into the world of business ownership?
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a fun story. So I actually started out as a systems administrator. I'm a computer geek by trade, and it's what I went to school for. And so we were in a staff meeting one day, and they kept saying, we need a technically minded person to run a health and safety program. And so they said it like 3 times, and I never picked up on the hint.
They were hinting at you, huh?
And I was like, oh, me? Health and safety? Sure. So I just dove into it and learned everything in the world that I possibly could that ran into environmental and quality and inventory, you name it. And pretty soon I was working 80 to 100 hours a week. And I just wasn't seeing my family.
Right.
And I just worked all the damn time. And so I started developing software to save myself time at work.
Okay.
Well, we'd brought in a consultant, and he saw the software that they developed, and he was like, hey, Kyle, I got a client that's about to lose his API stamps. Can you do the same thing for him? And I was like, well, guess I could. Yeah. So we built a server on the dining room table, and that's really how I got started.
Oh, wow. That's nice. Nice.
I got tired of missing my kids' Little League games.
Yeah.
And that was the last straw.
Yeah, it's funny. It's on my website when I go there. I ask 3 questions to business owners. Are you not making the money you want? Are you missing out on family events?
Yep.
And is your wife just pissed off at you all the time because you're not there?
Yeah. Well, it was both. It was that last one too. There was and my wife says she doesn't remember the conversation, but I remember it very, very well. We were in one of the kids' rooms, and it was kind of like a little game room for them, And we had a very clear conversation of either you find a way to quit working so much, or this isn't going to work.
All right.
And so that was when I decided that, well, I'll just build the software to save myself time, and that was really the kickstart of everything.
All right, man. So once you started, you got into the entrepreneur world. You're this new guy. What was the hardest thing when you first started to really get going?
Picking who you're going to run the business with is tough. And that really was the earliest big struggle. Is we decided to do this with a couple of friends that I'd grown up with together, and it just wasn't a good fit. And so that really caused us to stumble and stammer for a couple of years and kind of get back on our feet.
Yeah, I know when I started, when we met, we had Corporate Memory Solutions, which is now defunct. But I had two friends, and one of them we still don't speak. The other one we didn't speak for 3 years.
Yeah,
and
it was a little bit of that. Now we're good now, but it just wasn't a good fit, and so that was real tough to get over.
Exactly. I was trying to figure out what roles there are and why. I had a client recently that. One guy was in full time.
Yeah.
The other guy was working about 20 hours a week, but still had his corporate gig, paying $100,000 a year.
Woo.
And he wanted to share revenues and profits the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. I'm the coach, and I'm going, no, dude.
Well, the biggest thing that I've had going for me in this whole process is really that since that whole turnaround happened, like, she has been behind the business 100%. She hosts, co-hosts her. Well, technically, I co-host our podcast.
Okay.
So we run the business together. So kind of what I'd expected to get from working with old high school friends actually turned out it's my wife and I running the business now. So it's kind of neat, but. Having that support from someone is so huge.
Yeah, it really, really, really is. So when you started, starting out and everything, and figuring out who your clients were.
Yeah,
that's where I find a lot of businesses early out. They got no idea. They're trying to sell their crap to everybody. Yeah.
We've known really from the get-go that we're here to sell to small businesses. Okay. So if it's like a machine shop, a small service provider, if you're less than 100, less than 50 employees, that's our target.
But it's you're really looking for those guys that are running ISO, that are doing. There's certain things that they're doing. I better stop that. So we're gonna get in here. My phone started ringing once. It actually started ringing. So that was really good. But. It is really hard. You came out of the gate knowing this is who our target market is, and there's so many people that have a hard time. We call it fishing with hot dogs. They go out there and they're just trying to catch anything to put in the box. When you guys were focused right out the bat.
We knew right away who we wanted to target, and I've had folks tell me any number of times all these bigger fish to go after, and the fact is there's a lot of other folks focusing on them. I don't have any experience working in these larger organizations. I've always worked for a small business, and it just makes sense to us. That's what we know, and there's something to be said about providing support for small businesses in America.
Right.
Not a lot of people truly target their business towards doing that, so it's very rewarding.
Well, it's nice. We call it working in your strength zone. Yep. I mean, that's where you're good.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, no, that's probably where you're great. You probably could go to those other companies and be good.
Yeah.
And
we've had a couple of accounts there, and we do well. And if it's a big contract, man, that's great that it's a big contract. But we're going to make sure the next 4 or 5 are with another small company. Yeah,
it's one of the things I have a lot of my clients. I don't know if you ever read the book by John Warlow called Built to Sell.
No.
I have all my clients, they build their company so it becomes a sellable asset.
Right.
Because we never know when we're going to have to sell it.
Right.
We don't know when we're going to get hurt. Something's going to happen. Yep. It's time to move it. And we don't want to be putting lipstick on a pig. Because when we met, we were, my company was doing a lot of operational processes and stuff like that. Things that you guys really weren't doing that we could potentially support each other. But that's what we look at, because if you really know what your business is and who you do it, when it comes time to sell, now we can get a higher multiple.
Right.
You can get out of the business.
Yeah.
And we don't want to sell the business to stay in it for 3 more years.
Right. Well, and that's, and not with the notion of an out, but, you have no idea what the future is going to provide. But it really is a goal for us in this next year is to really get the business to a very sustainable point so that if I am gone for whatever reason for a month, things are gonna be fine. And that's really our big goal this next year.
Yeah, one of my mentors taught me that the definition of a successful business was a commercial profitable enterprise that worked without you.
Yeah.
And I talk to a lot of people when I'm out there. What do you think about the business? And one of my things is when I go give my 30-second pitch at some of these networking things, I ask, how many of you guys own businesses? And they'll go. Right. I go, how many guys can leave for 30 days and you'll still have a business when you get home? And they'll go, and I go, oh, so you really don't own a business. You just own a job that you have to do everything at.
Yep.
Not like you did before when you were working for someone else. So when you and your wife came in and you started divvying up roles.
Yeah.
How did you go? Okay, these are Kyle's strengths. What's your wife's name?
Darcy.
No, okay, these are Kyle's strengths. These are Darcy's strengths.
Yep.
How did you guys divvy them up and then stay out of each other's hair?
Surprisingly, we've done really, really well with that. It's funny because people can't believe that I spend all day at work with my wife, then go home and we still talk to each other.
Right.
But no, she's really good with numbers. She's taken over, all the accounting, the finance side of stuff. We have our monthly budgeting meetings. We go through and we look at everything properly. She runs the podcast. We're actually trying to sponsor like 3 or 4 new podcasts right now. So she's heading up that whole charge. Plus, she gets a much better read off of people than I do. So when it comes to any hiring decisions, ultimately she's going to make that final decision.
Okay.
So I can assess their skill set, but she can really assess if they're a cultural fit.
Nice. How many employees you got right now?
Right now we've got about 5. If you count contractors, we're about 10 folks.
Nice. What's the ultimate goal of the company? Where are you looking to go? What's going to be?
Yeah. So we actually were just talking about that for a few hours yesterday. Is we want to get the business up to where we've probably got about 10 to 15 folks in each kind of division of the company. And so we've got software, consultations, auditing, and training. So we're really build up each division of the company there so that they can be their own kind of localized teams, still pulling each other for things.
Right.
But that's really the goal is to get it there. And by doing so, we'll be able to be a lot more efficient, a lot more productive ourselves. Same thing we try to work for everyone else to get there. Yeah. And really, the goal is just, like I say, save time and energy for what matters most, and whether that's for us in our personal lives or for our clients.
Well, it's changing the thinking from I'm a startup guy to now I'm a CEO.
Yes,
and my wife's a CFO.
Yeah,
and here's what we're doing, and here's why we're doing it.
Well, just this morning I was talking to our services manager, and he was talking about this new book that he'd found for whatever type of software development that he was working on this morning. He's like, "Oh, you just really realized you'd enjoy it." And I'm like, "Man, this is killing me. I have to say no. I can't jump into something new. You're the expert here. You do it. I got to bow out." Yeah,
it is. I got a client that he's buying the company from his dad, and his dad, worked really in the business,
right.
And he built it to a nice company. It's doing $2.5 million a year.
Yep.
It's functioning. They got nice profit margins.
Yep.
But he would like to sell it in 5 to 6 years.
Right.
And have $5 million in revenue. And I'm like, dude, you can't keep doing that crap your dad's doing.
Yeah. No.
It's you. No. You need to hire somebody to do what you're doing now for your dad.
Yep.
And you need to now look at how we're strategically going to build this business and grow it bigger.
Yep. And we started recently, like I think we were just talking before the show, is I've got a QMS boot camp training series that we put on. And so we're actually going to start doing that for our entire team on a weekly basis. We're putting all the information out on YouTube. But then in addition to that, really trying to shift my gears here the last few months and over the next year to just pouring as much knowledge and information into the team as I can so that in any given situation, they know how I would respond and I don't have to be the one making every decision.
Yeah, no, man, that's great. It's kind of following the Bill Gates and the Steve Jobs is hire good people and let them do what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So Jonathan's telling me we got about a minute left. So, so how do we find you? Where do people find you at?
Yeah, you can find us on LinkedIn, Texas Quality Assurance, TexasQA.com. We're just about anywhere you can find all social media platforms.
What's the phone number to call the office?
Yeah, he'll give me a call directly, 281-906-5415, and I'll get you in touch with who you need.
Well, good, man. Like, hopefully we got some people. Like, I posted this on LinkedIn.
Sure.
We got this going on Facebook Live right now. We got some stuff. So Jonathan, we kicking out of here? Yeah, hey, we got the thumbs up from him finally. All right, well, you guys be back in a minute. We're going to talk a little bit more about how Cal's business is helping other businesses. You guys be back.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Hi, this is Alberto Tudela. The Houston metro area has experienced a substantial increase of wind and hail damage, flooding, and other perils in the last 5 years. Now more than ever, it is critical and essential to ensure your company, your property, as well as your family have the right insurance coverage. Tudela Insurance Solutions offers a wide variety of insurance for home, auto, property, as well as life insurance. My goal is to find a tailored option that guarantees the right coverage at the right price, specific to your needs, present and future, so you protect what matters the most. Call me today at 713-714-4475 and allow our team at Tudela Insurance Solutions to make sure you're protected. Accidents never happen when we expect them. Now is the time to ensure you have peace of mind.
The right tax team is key to any successful business. At America's Tax Firm, our goal is to help individuals and businesses of all sizes with accounting solutions and tax strategies that yield profitability, sustainability, and growth. At America's Tax Firm, we have a team of experienced tax consultants and advisors that can help your company optimize business strategies to minimize taxes and reduce liabilities. From preparing and filing your personal or business taxes, or choosing the right legal structure for your business, to resolving complex tax issues with the IRS. America's Tax Firm is your turnkey solution. Take a strong and decisive step and let America's Tax Firm be part of your success.
All right, this is your business guide, Michael Rager. I'm back with Kyle Chambers of Texas Quality Assurance. All right, we were talking hunting and stuff. We're going to save that to the last section.
All right.
All the fun stuff and the kids. But let's talk a little bit about getting in and working with clients and what you do. So somebody calls up and says, Kyle, we're broke. We need a fix to get compliant with ISO 9001 or whatever. How do you engage with the client? What happens?
Well, we try very hard to be as personally involved as we can, which is kind of ironic for some folks. Because when you think about ISO 9001 or API, you just think about rules, regulations, documentation. The truth is more than 50% of it is cultural, right? You know, you take a look at the ISO standard, and the first thing it starts with is the quality management principles. You start reading this, not a lick of it is about rules and regulations. Right. It's all about culture. And so that's really what we do. So I always love to start with a shop tour. And for one, I just grew up around machine shops, so I just love it anyways. But really get out there and talk to folks. And I want to spend more than half my time talking to folks that are on the shop floor. I really want to learn about what they're doing, how excited they are about their job, how excited they are about solving these problems they run into. And that gives us a real good sense of how to steer these folks in the right direction.
You know, it's funny is a lot of my initial training was in leadership. So 90% of issues that are wrong in business are leadership issues.
It is,
But that's not what keeps people up at night.
No, it's not.
The wife says you're not home.
Yes.
We're not home. We're not making enough money.
Right.
And we're not doing this.
Yep.
And how do we go in and fix it?
Yeah.
And, you know, like you said, culture. It's really funny is one of my friends, he and his wife have something they call blue collar leadership. So they go into those and I'm looking to bring it into my fold. I think it's really cool because when Mac put it together, he's like, man, I came back from the Marines. I was working in the refinery. I was doing this stuff. Nobody really cared about me. I was just a guy doing what I did, and nobody ever told me I could be great. Nobody ever told me I could do this.
Right.
And so he developed this thing where it's 1 page a day. So they give all the workers a book, and they need to read 1 page a day. And the 1 page is about 3 paragraphs.
Right.
So they can read it, And then we go ahead and we start working. We go in and start working on culture, training the culture and bringing in safety culture and stuff like that. And I really like it because I got an oil and gas background, so I like working in that area and doing it. So it's fun. So when you guys are getting in there and you're digging in, and it's culture versus standards.
Right.
How do you go in and say, all right, Mr. Business Owner, this is what you really need to fix?
Yeah. We start out with a gap assessment, and that sounds a little cliche, but the gap assessment we do is not the 200 or 300 question questionnaire. We really go in from a process approach. So during the gap assessment, we won't pull out the standard once. All we're doing is we're going through saying, what are your inputs? What are your outputs? Do you have any documentation to control this? What are your business practices? How do you ensure you're transforming these inputs to outputs? And do you know how to check at the end of the process if you achieved your goal? Half the time you find folks don't even have a goal for the process. They just know that we fill out a purchase order request. Well, why? Oh, because we do. Okay, well, cool. So we need to identify some goals for this process before we dare try to improve the thing.
Right. When we go into write processes, we want 3 things: who, what, how, and why. Yeah. And people are like, what do you mean why? It's like, listen to my dad, because I told you so, I'm going to put my 9.5 up your butt. I'm telling you, as we get to a younger society, and we're bringing in millennials, and we're bringing in whatever the gens are coming up.
Right.
The biggest question they want to know is why.
Yeah.
They really want to understand why are we doing it? Because right now, I don't know if you're familiar with ESG and all that's going on. Why is that in there? Because now these younger kids are investing. Yeah. They're putting money in these big companies. And why are we letting them get away with the stuff they were letting them? And you know what? They're not going to be able to do that anymore.
Well, we were actually recording for a podcast just last night talking about ESG. And so they were trying to find so where's the tie-in with the quality management? And how do these organizations actually ensure they achieve their goals? And it's the same thing, is you have to identify what that measure is at the end. And then once you identify if you hit that goal or not, what are there any other unintended consequences you didn't plan for? Did the cost go up higher? Did the production slow down? Because those things are going to drive folks inside the company against the goal. Right. So you really got to make sure these things are in alignment, but that means you have to stop and account for it and measure it.
Yeah. We're starting a new company. We've got everything up. We've got we've got a group on LinkedIn called the ESG Leaders Alliance. I don't know, something like that. But our goal is we just want to connect people.
Yeah.
I'm not that's what I do really, really, really well, is I bring people together.
Yep.
So we're forming a way to bring people that are in ESG in industry together to meet each other so they can talk about these problems. Yeah. Hey, this is how we solved it. This is why we solved it. Because I was in the consulting side.
Right.
And a lot of the consulting sides, they just want to make money off the issue. They don't really care about solving the issue. We'll solve the issue, but as long as we're going to make a crap load of money, that's all we care about. Yeah. So how do we bring people in industry to look at it and have people like yourself saying, okay, these are the resources you need to use. Hey, we use Kyle at Texas Quality. They helped us do this. Right. Because I came from the environmental background. I mean, that's I really have a master's degree in trout biology, and so it makes a real. That's why you should listen to me talk about business, because I know about trout. But when you go looking at this, it's different. So how do you see your business changing and morphing as these standards and stuff come in? In the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So again, all of this my favorite topic to talk about is the process approach. It is becoming more and more and more and more important. And what that means is, say the whole idea of we want to go carbon neutral, right? We want to have a net zero emissions. Great, you want to have net zero emissions. how's it going to affect the employees in your company when you try to achieve those goals? How's it going to affect your profitability? How's it going to affect their lifestyle? And I'm not saying that one is necessarily infinitely more important than the other, but you really have to look at it from a very holistic approach. And you cannot do that when you pigeonhole a problem and solve only that problem.
Yeah.
You have to know how the remainder of the processes are connected to that one goal that you have. And it's tough. But you're right. I think I'm what they call an elder millennial, right? And so, I kind of see a little bit of the both worlds there. It's a tough problem, but when we come into these organizations to do it, something we've really had to change this year with the whole COVID environment and the way things have been working is we're changing up our monthly support plans.
Okay.
So we've got what we're calling Quality Assurance Monthly. And when we go into these programs, we tell the folks, we're looking for a 9-month or a 12-month commitment to get you to your goal. But if we get there sooner, you've got a 30-day out. Right. So you can just get out at any point. You're not tied into it. You're only going to get the support you need. But then talking about the goal setting, that means that we've also realized that we have to have monthly goals set for this service. Here's what we intend to have completed by our next meeting. Here's what we intend for you to have completed by our next meeting, and then review it. And none of this is groundbreaking ideas, but it's becoming more and more important to bring it up front early.
Well, it's just like we were talking, outside before we got in here. As a business owner, we need people to hold us accountable to what we say we're going to do.
Yes.
And that's why a few of us have jobs.
Right.
and we're brought in. It's because, like me, I don't want to do shit. I just want to make sure other people do stuff. And that's what it's all about. But it's a lot of times people don't know what they don't know. No. And, I see it all the time. I talk to a lot of small businesses that didn't have the focus you guys had when they started getting in and on the marketing side.
Yep.
And they would spend a crap load of time marketing, working on tactics without understanding the whole strategy behind everything. And so it's the same thing you're looking at here is what's the end goal? What's the strategy we need to get there?
Yep.
Because we would talk about, I got friends that were in the service and everything, and they go like, we're going to go take this city. That's the goal, to take this city. Yeah. Well, okay, but now the goal is to take the city without casualties.
Right.
But okay, well, we can nuke it. Well, that ain't going to do it. But or do we send in a SEAL team?
Yeah.
And these are the things that we need to do. So now we got to understand the whole thing.
Yep.
And that's where you're coming from. Yep. And how hard is it to let companies know that?
Some of them it's more difficult, especially in the oil and gas world. You got a lot of these old school guys been doing this for 30, 40 years, right? Here I am coming in, with only a fraction of the experience in the industry as they have, telling them ways to change the business. And sometimes we get into some of the more touchy-feely stuff. It's a little hard to work with. And so that's actually when we developed what we call our QMS boot camp. It's a 4-day training, but it is not your auditor training. It's not a process manager training. This is absolute nothing but practical skills that we've learned over the past 10 years doing this of how do you actually get your team to manage your system, right? They know way more about the business than we do. So great, let's give them the few skills they need to optimize what they do.
Yeah, I used to work with those old guys, and I heard, son, will you learn common sense? There's old oil field common sense.
Well, I've got a counter to that because I'll get that sometimes. Like, yes, have you read the 9001 standard? And either way, they'll say yes or no. I'm like, well, you take a look at it. It is nothing but common sense written in legalese.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It is common sense in legalese. Amen. Let's go for a common sense solution.
Let's go for it and look for it. Yep. It was so funny because I was one of the first 10 environmental inspectors ever on a major pipeline project.
Oh, wow.
And they did not like us.
Oh, I bet not. I bet not.
Not at all.
I've heard stories of inspectors getting guns pulled on them and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All kinds of good stuff like that.
I bet that was fun.
We'll have to go drink a beer or two, talk about that. There's some stories we can tell you. But it's just where it is, But the oil and gas industry is interesting.
Yep.
Especially if you come with some of my political beliefs, because I'm a little more left than a lot of them are, and so it just leads for some interesting talks and stuff like that. So as you and your wife, you're growing this thing, you're going, you've got this. What do you see as challenges to the company in the next 3 to 4 years as you grow this thing?
Probably not what you might expect here. Is that the problem is on these little mobile devices, we've got access to so much information and so many ideas that I'm finding that folks paralyze themselves with the infinite number of options available to them. And the fact is that a well-executed plan is far better than a perfect plan.
Right.
Because a perfect plan is not going to get executed. It's going to take 6 months to develop. If we can come up with something good and do well at it, be ready to change as we go along, that's infinitely better.
Right. I think that's where you go with some of the Jim Collins good to great.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good right now. How do we become great?
Yep.
And let's keep moving on there, and use the Kaizen approach. Let's get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Use all this stuff that's in there.
Yeah.
And just take it there. And a small business is hard for them. A lot of times to wrap their head around that, because especially when you're working for a Chevron or you're working for an Exxon, they're expecting excellence. All the time, and so it's hard.
It is
to go in there.
It is, and something I used to push when I was a safety manager is really this idea of incremental improvement, right? So if and I mean I would preach this all the time: is if you can be truly 1% better by the end of the day today than you were yesterday, just 1% better by the end of the week on something, by the end of the year, we will have cut our incidents in half.
Yep. It's
tiny improvements, but consistent improvement.
I do this with my clients. I don't know how much you read, but I learned this from John Maxwell. When I used to go through and when I read a book, I'd have my highlighter and I'd have my pen and I'd highlight, star, all kinds of crap. But he taught me something, ACT. So A was something I needed to apply. So if I highlighted something, I needed to go put an A next to it and say, I need to apply this to my life. Yep. If I went and highlighted something and I needed to change how I was doing something, I'd change from this to this, go put a C.
Gotcha.
And if I needed to teach it to somebody on my team, I put a T.
And
then if I just needed to think about this, he said, because we don't think enough.
Yeah.
We just don't sit back and think. He said, put a little TH. And he said, what you do is you get done with the book. Now what you do is you go and you open a notebook and you write down all your A's, all your C's, all your T's, and all your TH's. And then you just work on one of each.
Yeah. You can't do more than that.
Just work on one.
Yeah.
And he goes, if you read one book a month and you did this, you are going to be so much better, because you can't take in everything that the book tells you to do.
No.
You can't.
No.
As much as we want to, we can't.
No.
And do this. And it's just interesting things to share like that.
Yeah.
So when people are looking, what's the hot button that they say, holy crap, I need to search Google and find you?
Generally, when we have that happen, it's a customer came in and said, we're not going to do business with you unless you have XYZ cert. Right. And so that's usually when folks are in a hurry to get something done. And so it's not uncommon to get a phone call. Someone's like, hey, Kyle, how long does it take to get ISO? I'm like, all right, I know the conversation we're about to have. You want to get ISO, and I'm like, what's your timeline? 2 weeks, maybe 3 months. I'm like, let's talk a little more, buddy. We'll get you there fast. We'll get you there, as efficiently as we can. But let's learn a little bit more about your business.
Is that when the cash register starts ringing in your head?
A little bit. You're like, okay, well, we can do this. So that's the term. Is you hear someone say, I need to get ISO, you immediately know someone's putting the pressure on.
Someone's putting the pressure on it. Someone's calling. So when you're looking at industry, what are your perfect? Is it manufacturing? Is it who we got? You sound like we got 2 minutes. So who are your perfect clients?
Really, it's kind of small machine shops, machine shops, weld fab shops, and a lot of that's just because that's my background, right? So I'm most familiar with that. It's kind of where our team is familiar with as well. Right now, we're pushing real hard actually to get into the medical device world.
Okay,
and that's a whole other story, but. It's not all that different. They just have a few tighter tolerances, more concerned about corrective actions. Awesome.
Hey, Jonathan, why don't you show his website up there, and we'll take this out and do all this, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about hunting and fishing and kids and all that fun stuff, because we didn't go into business to be consumed with business. Nope. It's really funny. Is my son he comes home now and he's working on projects on. Yeah. Oh man, I forgot what his software is. He's into animation, and he's like, Dad, I know you're home, but I need like another 20 minutes to finish this project. So we just wait, and then I'm like, holy shit. I go, it's a little me.
Yeah.
I go, no, it's not good. That's not good. So, all right. So we're going to get Jonathan. We come back. He's going to throw, there we go. We got the website up there. We got Kyle, what they're going on. How's it changed? Give us 30 seconds. How things changed during COVID?
The push for remote consultation, remote auditing is huge. And it's actually something that we have wanted to do for a long time, but the market, society really wasn't ready for it. And so we're using that to our benefit now. It opens up a whole new world for us.
They forced them into it.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of stuff that's been forced on us right now, and it's that people think it's going away, and they're wrong.
No, and truth is, these remote audits, remote consultation work can be far more effective than in person. Mm-hmm. You have to work it right, but it can be a lot more effective.
Oh, awesome. All right, so we're going to be back. We're going to come back with Kyle, Texas Quality Assurance. You guys be back there. We're going to keep teaching you guys how to fish.
Cool.
All right.
Hi, this is Alberto Tudela. The Houston metro area has experienced a substantial increase of wind and hail damage, flooding, and other perils in the last 5 years. Now more than ever, it is critical and essential to ensure your company, your property, as well as your family have the right insurance coverage. Tudela Insurance Solutions offers a wide variety of insurance for home, auto, property, as well as life insurance. My goal is to find a tailored option that guarantees the right coverage at the right price, specific to your needs, present and future, so you protect what matters the most. Call me today at 713-714-4475 and allow our team at Tudela Insurance Solutions to make sure you're protected. Accidents never happen when we expect them. Now is the time to ensure you have peace of mind.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
If you are a real estate agent and are looking for a reliable cleaning company to keep your houses for sale or rental properties impeccable, Sierra Cleaning Services is your solution. With more than 15 years of experience, Sierra Cleaning Services has been the company of reference for real estate agents in the areas of Houston, Katy, Cinco Ranch, Cypress, and the Woodlands. Sierra Cleaning Services include residential, commercial, and office cleaning, window and debris removal during all phases of construction projects, and cleaning homes and offices before and after the tenants move out. Contact Alfredo Sierra at 913-439-8157 today and let Sierra Cleaning Services be your partner in your cleaning project.
All right, we're back. This is Michael Rager, your business guy, teach your business to fish. Kyle Chambers of Texas Quality Assurance. All right, Kyle. So we've been in business. We've done everything. You've appeased your wife. You're home. You've got more kids now probably because of that. And now you get to do stuff.
Yep.
So you were talking the other day, you and your boy went out, he got his first deer. So what does the Chambers family enjoy about owning businesses now? What's the thing with you guys?
I always wanted the freedom to be able to take off, take care of the kids, especially when they're little and, getting sick all the time. It's just little stuff like that. You want to be able to be involved in the family on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And, that's something that, we've committed that we want to make available to everyone on our team as well. But then stuff like, this weekend, like, cool. All right. So, we went, took my oldest boy, no, I'm sorry, not my oldest boy, my youngest boy hunting this past weekend.
Right.
And it's like, well, you know what, whatever. I might have to, hit off a few text messages from the deer blind, but I know that I'm free to go do it,
Right.
And I know that the team understands where we're at, and I can let them know, hey, you just got to take care of this weekend, and they'll do the same thing for me.
Yeah, well, that's why I hired you.
Yeah.
And that's why I pay you.
But no, it's I got tired of having so little control, but having to put so much effort in.
Right.
And people think that as soon as you start a business, you can be rolling the money. You're a small business owner. No. This first it's a little rough, but it's a huge payoff though, because you kind of get to decide how and when to do things, and that's worth something.
Yeah. It is, with so how many kids you got? Three, all boys, or you
Two
got
boys and a girl.
Okay, I'll say you got one of each.
She's about to be 5.
Okay, all right. So what do you guys like to do? Me and my son, we're fishing whenever we can. He doesn't like it. I mean, I'm a big football fan, baseball fan, hockey fan. I can get him to watch for 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
I can tell him we're going fishing. He's ready to go.
Yeah, well, the hunting's starting to be our big thing. We've, I got the pass for the public hunts, and so we spent a few weekends in Sam Houston National Forest, and we'll go out there just hiking and whatever, scoping out new spots. And my oldest boy has said that he wants to find a place for us to go in West Texas for the late youth hunt. So we're trying to plan that right now. Ripped apart the whole garage so that the goal being that we could, if we want to go camping, that we can load up everything and be gone in an hour.
Oh, you got to come to the Mule Deer Foundation stuff, because I sit on the Greater Houston chapter board of the Mule Deer Foundation.
Really?
And we get this muley hunt that we give away, and it's writing an essay.
Really?
And so
man.
There's usually not. The funny thing is, we only get like 6-7 essays a year.
Really?
So I mean, they're nice hunts. My son wants to go turkey hunt, so we do stuff in cooperation. There's some guys that are on the Mule Deer board and that are on the National Wild Turkey Federation and stuff like that. So we got a whole bunch of guys that are there. And they, the whole thing is to bring the outdoors together for adults and kids, because it's. I love going out hunting and fishing with my drinking buddies. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's fun. But going with my son, it's way more fun. He just gets so excited when he catches a big fish. He's so he's a drama queen.
Well, our big goal right now, and heck, this morning we're going through trying to plan out how we're going to make everything happen, is we want to get some land out in the country.
Right.
I want to have some horses. I want to have the chickens. I want to have all that type of stuff.
Right.
And so what my wife and I have actually agreed to is that we're just going to try to find land that's within a 2-hour drive of a Houston suburb.
Right.
Right. And then we'll just move the office to whichever
suburb that is.
Pearland's not convenient for anyone anyhow.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's really what we want to do.
Right.
And again, this would give me the flexibility to do it. Maybe I can work home for a couple days a week. Maybe I can stay in Houston so much, whatever. But it gives me the flexibility to do these things that we want to do.
Right. Well, so you can get a teach your business to fish package and take some of your clients on it. We can take them fishing. We were actually supposed to go last weekend. We got a new friend that's got a 68-foot yacht down in Freeport. We were supposed to go overnight, and so we were talking last night. So what's it going to cost?
Yeah.
And it's actually to take like 10 people on the boat for an overnight. It's actually not bad. To go 150 miles out there. And,
oh wow.
We were going out there for tuna, and we were going to go for marlin, and we got that storm
so cool.
that came through last week.
Yeah.
They were talking about potentially moving it to this week, but I don't know. It's not sounding really pretty.
That rained us out. We were hunting this weekend, and I was proud of the tent. It's never leaked before, but once you get like 12 hours of nonstop rain, it's we didn't mind getting wet in the blind, but it's like when we go to lay down, we want to be dry.
We don't want to lay down in a puddle. Yeah, I know. I've done that. It's like, there's nothing worse when and then the kids start poking it and it starts raining. Remember the old Miss tents, they do that shit. And oh my God. It's just horrible. I mean, I like camping. I like camping at Holiday Inn too.
My wife wants to go. She wants to go hunting with us, and but she's like, "Ain't no way I'm gonna sleep in a tent."
Right.
She's like, so maybe we'll find a hotel that's close to where you're hunting. And she's like, "I don't mind if we have to wake up at 3 a.m., but I ain't sleeping in the tent."
You ain't sleeping in the tent. Huh? It's okay. That's the thing I like about the fishing stuff. So it's. We're generally going to nice places. I love Mexico. I go down to Cabo when I can.
Yeah.
My son's mom's from Belize, so we can go down there. We get a house in Belize, and but it's nice. We do a lot in Louisiana. We go there and catch some big tuna. So it's really fun going to catch some big fish, and do all that stuff. So with clients and stuff like that, what are you doing to entertain them? And or do you even have to do that? They just say, let me just give you money.
Yeah, almost. Maybe it's something we need to look at more. That's we finally had to get a full-time salesperson earlier this year because it's just not my world, right? I like to do the work, but I just have a hard time with the rest of it.
Sales suck. It's a special. It's a love. I got a little podcast that I'll do a 30-minute during the week, and I interviewed one of my friends, Sean, yesterday, and he loves it. I mean, he just loves to sell.
See, I didn't used to have any respect for the sales folks in my old company, right? When I was a QHC manager, I couldn't stand the sales guys. I thought they were all, arrogant, kind of full of themselves until the first week that I did cold calls for myself. And you call 30 people, you get cussed out 3 times, hung up 5 others. Like, you do have to have a little bit of the chip on that shoulder if you're going to survive that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So my tune has changed since then.
It is. I'm a really good. It's funny is if me and you are going out and I'm going to sell your business, I'm going to close it 100% of the time. But when it comes to selling my business, I'm like really nice to people, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take a little bit of money. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, idiot? I used to call it. I used to do a lot of catch and release. I'd bring people all the way to the boat and they're ready to buy, and I'd just let them go. And I had to get over that. And
I've had some of the same thing with the software development. I finally had to turn over all of our projects to our services manager. Like, I just can't keep doing it because as we're going through and talking about stuff, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, we could do that. And then next thing you know, I've expanded the scope so far beyond what we were supposed to do. And then I wound up working until 2 a.m. to get it done.
And you didn't increase the price.
No. Yeah. It's silly. So, and then that cuts into all the fun stuff that, you want to do when you start a business.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, same thing here. Yeah, we got 4 minutes, he said, so we're going to have to get ready to wrap some stuff up here. But, if you were going to tell somebody, hey, you're going to start a business, tomorrow, what are you going to tell them?
Well, we've actually had that happen a couple of times this year. Folks call us like, hey, Kyle, I want to start a business, but I don't know what to do. And so the first thing I tell them is be ready to take that jump off the cliff. Make sure you got enough in savings that you can float for a few months so you get some receivables. But if you don't absolutely love what you do and you can't see yourself working for it for free for 3 or 4 months, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Well, just send them my way. That's what we do now. That's our specialty is growing those businesses and making it big. But it's so different on growing your own business than being an employee. There's so much different, and there's so many things that you've got to do different. Yeah, and. So what do you think is going to happen in the oil? I'm hearing all this. Oh my God, oil's dead. Right. What do you?
There's too many smart people. There's too many resources. Too much money involved in it. I have no doubt the industry is going to have to transition.
Oh, yeah.
You see all the research that's being thrown into these different clean energy methods, and I have nothing against the idea of clean energy, provided we actually do have some benefit from it. But when you talk about replacing hundreds of square miles with wind turbines that we then have to bury in the ground when we're done, okay, maybe not so smart.
Yeah.
It's going to have to transition like anything else and become more of a true energy industry.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mark LaCour and I we're sitting there talking about it. It's the energy industry. You got to quit looking at this as oil and gas, and this is what's they all work together.
Yeah,
it's those of you that want it to go away. It's not. It's going to reduce, and it's going to have to. Yeah. It's going to there. But man, we're wrapping up. Thank you so much. Give your contact information one more time so people know how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, definitely. You can find us at texasqa.com. You can go on the LinkedIn, find us there, search for Texas Quality Assurance. You can find our podcast, hashtag Quality Matters, anywhere you listen.
All right, man. So we ready to wrap this up, Jonathan, or you can tell me I got to stretch it 30 more seconds? 1 more minute. All right, this is what you got. We got 1 more minute. This is what he does. He holds up 2 fingers, and then he goes, oh yeah, 1 more. But this is the things we got to look at, man. So this is what's going on. You got to get get a hold of Kyle if you're doing that. Hey, the things we got going on. We're gonna follow us on Teach Your Business to Fish, the Facebook page. Get out there. We got it on LinkedIn as well. We got some things coming on. If you're in energy, we got this ESG Leaders Alliance that we're starting off.
Very cool.
It's gonna be really cool stuff. We need to talk about it. There's a lot of things I think we should get together and have some beers and talk about. Let's go out and catch some big fish with us. But there's our three things: working 80 hours, not enough revenue, and missing out on family events.
There you go.
That's what your wife said,
That's where we were.
dude. Start your own business.
That was
damn it.
that was the deal.
That's where we're at, and those are the types of things we like to do. We love this podcast.
Cool.
We're going to get out of here. You guys have a great week. We're going to have a great last month of the year. Let's make it going. We'll talk to you guys next Wednesday.
Awesome. Thank you very much.